Welcome to the Play Space Live. And our stream from his production center. We actually kind of redid our setup over the holidays. Got some new equipment and a new arrangement, which I guess I can't see myself on the screen like I used to be able to. But anyway, welcome to 2023. Welcome to Play HQ. And we're excited to get rolling with our first video stream of the year. Hope you had a great holidays. It was kind of cold around here. We had a stretch just before Christmas where it was like 16 below zero. But aside from that, it was actually very nice holidays here, restful and peaceful. Hopefully you had the same kind of experience, minus the minus 16-degree temperatures wherever you are. Let's just go ahead and get started. Let's get rolling with this stream. It's an info stream, a look ahead to what's coming up for 2023 for Play games, and we have a lot of stuff. So hopefully, I'm just going to kind of hit the highlights. I think we're not going to spend an hour-long stream here, but we do have quite a bit of stuff to cover. Obviously, the first place to start is with our full play hoops game, and the news is that we did not meet our deadline for completing and releasing this game. Very sorry to announce that. I know a lot of people are gearing up for it and excited about it. I'm excited about it too. Bottom line is, I allotted as much time as I could to getting it finished, and I spent all that time and more, and it just isn't at the point where I feel comfortable releasing it. I had this discussion. I was talking with Al Wilson about this. We were. It's a rules heavy game. We did send out a number of playtest copies with the holiday sale. We had a very limited run of full play games that we actually sent out to people, and we gotten great feedback from the people who got the game, and they are enjoying it and really happy with the results. However, more than one person said it's a very rules heavy game, and a number of the rules are very easy to misinterpret. Some of them are kind of gray, and it's kind of a situation where if you play a rule wrong, you could easily play a rule wrong, and if you do, you're going to get messed up results. Now, I know that the main focus of this full play hoops game, the people that really want this game, want it for the stats. I get that, and that's what we want to deliver is solid stats. We're not looking for statistical precision. That's the way we roll around here. It's not about statistical precision. It's about story and about statistical realism. So we're going to give you statistical realism, but we need to have a body of statistics to draw from to be able to draw conclusions. And I just have not been able to build up that body of statistics. So in other words, somebody could play a couple games, and the game takes a long time to play. It's your typical basketball game. What's going to happen is people are going to play a game or two because it takes a while to play, and they're going to naturally want to draw conclusions from a very small sample size. And more likely than not, some of those stats are going to be off because it's a small sample size, but they're going to be concerned, and I'm going to be concerned. So I need to know, in my heart of hearts, that everything is solid, everything's in place, so that when someone is, concerned about their results, that I can be confident in telling them that, no, just give it more time. I'm not 100% at that place right now, although the results that I'm getting are solid. So I don't exactly know where that leaves us, except to say that I'm just going to keep on working on it. I was playing basketball just yesterday. Played the Nets and the Warriors from the 21-22 season. It was a great game. Warriors hung on to win. But until I'm confident in the basic stats that the game's going to generate, I would just want to hold off for a little while, and we'll work on it as much as I can. And I'm just gonna have to. I don't know what else to say except I'm just gonna have to leave it open. But I guess I will say one other thing, and that is when the game comes out, people are going to love it. Just don't know exactly when that's going to be at this point. So that's the story with Full Play Hoops. And again, sorry to disappoint those who are waiting with their credit card in hand to do a pre-order. But I think it's the best. We kicked around a couple of other ideas, but I think in the end, it's just best to hold the line and keep driving forward, keep pushing forward with the general game plan. We do have a lot of good stuff to talk about, though. And let's move on to that right now. I don't want to go through. Let's first of all talk about like what the card release and product release schedule looks like for 2023. And I'm not going to talk about every card set, but just kind of hit the highlights of the important ones. I will say that we are, we have it scheduled out to release all the normal card sets that we always do. The EPL card set's going to be coming out in July. The NFL card set comes out in July. We're going to do the in-season set again in August. Hockey and basketball coming out in October. All those things are going to happen. I'm not going to detail the exact dates of each of those, though. That would just take up too much time. Let's talk about just the big highlight releases. First of all, just going down the list. We'll do this in chronological order. It is the 25th anniversary of the 1998 baseball season. I don't know, the 1998 season has, a lot of, what do I want to say? A lot of people have very strong opinions about it. For me, the 1998 season was one of those reawakening. It was a season that kind of re-energized me toward following baseball. I know there was the strike in '94, and it just kind of soured everybody on baseball. But when then, in the summer of '98, with the big home run derby between Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire, just got everybody energized about baseball again. And I know we got the steroid thing, but it was still an exciting season, and it got a lot of people back in the ballpark. So we wanted to kind of commemorate that with a special season. Now, I know we've already released the 1998 season for History Maker Baseball. In fact, it was one of the original releases with the game in 2013. But we thought it'd be cool to do a commemorative set in team colors, kind of a short set of cards. The purpose of this card set would be really just to commemorate the season. It would not be the kind of card set that you would use for an as-played replay of the 98 season, as if anybody's got the time to do that anymore. More about pulling the card set out, playing a series between the the Reds and the Braves or whoever you wanted to play, getting the Cubs and the Cardinals on your tabletop, running a series. It would be evocative of the baseball card style of that era, full colors, team colors. Just a fun set to play with. So that's kind of the goal we have for it. It would have like 24 players per team, the top players, and I really think it'd be a fun season to just kind of remember. So we'll have that coming out in March, a special commemorative edition of the 98 baseball season. We're going to Dice Tower West in Las Vegas in March, first part of March. We've connected with Mike Fitzgerald, a friend of PLAAY, but also a noted game designer in his own right. He's worked on a new card game, and we're going to release that card game for him on the PLAAY Now brand, and we're gonna actually launch it at Dice Tower West. So we will be working with him on promoting this game and getting it out there. And in fact, I just emailed Mike about setting up a time for a video stream here about it. So we have this really cool collaboration. More on that is coming up, but that's going to be a big part of our Dice Tower presentation with Mike. Mike will be in Vegas with us. And we're also planning, I've heard from a number of folks from our community who are planning to be at Dice Tower. And I think we're going to have enough to do like a Dice Tower Vegas golf tournament or some sort of an actual organized play event at Dice Tower West. So if you're thinking about coming or if you're planning on coming, just kind of keep in touch with us. We'll have more details on that as time goes by. So early March, Dice Tower West and our special PLAAY Now card game collaboration with Mike Fitzgerald. We are playing in April, Binge Week Golf. Should be really exciting. We've got new course collection, new golf playmat, and we're also going to offer the all-time great golfer set in a new cut card format, a new full-color cut card format, which I think will do justice to the great golfers that are in that set. That set has been one of our real flagship sets. I mean, it's got all the greats from golf, and I think pretty much everybody who has the golf game, has that set. So we're going to kind of recast that in the kind of trappings that it deserves. So that'll be part of Binge Week Golf. That'll be in April. Then in May, of course, we have our normal NASCAR stock car racing releases coming in February, right around Daytona. We always release the new Scram season and the new NASCAR season. So we'll have those. And then in May, we will release a special red, white, and blue racing set. It is the 75th anniversary of NASCAR this year. And so as Jerry Minks and I have been talking, it sounds like NASCAR is really going to gear up the promotional machine and really, do this up right for the 75th anniversary. So we're going to put out a special all-time greats of racing card set to commemorate the 75th anniversary of NASCAR, and that will be ready by Memorial Day weekend. We're just starting to map that set out. It's going to be super cool. We'll have, I don't know that I want to really, we're planning a special deluxe set, which I'll say that. It'll be a deluxe type of set that I think people are really going to like to commemorate the 75th anniversary of NASCAR. Do right around Memorial Day weekend. Also on Memorial Day weekend, we're going to kick off something we're calling the Summer of Now. We actually talked about doing this past year, but time just kind of slipped away from us. So we've penciled it in. We're going to do it this summer, the Summer of Now, for Play Now. We're going to feature this starting Memorial Day weekend, and we're going to have 3 new Play Now game releases during the Summer of Now. We'll have one Memorial Day weekend. We'll have another one on the weekend of Juneteenth, which is mid-June, and then we'll have a third game release on 4th of July weekend. All Play Now releases. We'll have more information on what those games are going to be coming up. But right now, it's the Summer of Now. You just mark that on your calendar. And we have some other activities that are going to be tied in with that. It actually won't go the whole summer, but it'll go mainly, May through June and on into July. We have 2 new vintage seasons scheduled for our fictional sports scene. We're going to do the 1995 Scram season. This is Wayne Montana's rookie season, 1995. And spoiler alert, Wayne Montana is going to start his farewell tour in 2023. He's retiring from Scram, so this will be his farewell tour. And we'll have some special stuff tied around that, but we're also going to release the rookie season of Wayne Montana, which would have been the 1995 Scram season. There'll be some more familiar names in that set, guys that if you've been following Scram for a while. Of course, Scram started with the 2012 season, and a number of those early veterans from those early seasons who've now retired will be youngsters like Montana in the 95 season. So that's coming out this summer. Also, we're going to put out a 1980s Baseball America season. It'll be a deluxe card release. We're leaning towards the 1987 season for Baseball America. And we're going to start to build back some of the tradition, some of the history behind Baseball America. And I imagine you're going to probably find some of the players from today's Baseball America whose dads played in the 1980s. So that will be coming out this summer as well. The 1995 Scram season, 1987 Baseball America season. Then in August, we will have we'll be releasing a new Play Classic game. Not hoops, though. It's going to be tennis. We're going to release a full-color boxed version of our holiday tennis game in August, right after the convention. We're going to feature the tennis game at our convention. Play.con 2023. We're going to actually do a doubles tennis tournament. It should be pretty cool. We're going to have people actually you're going to choose your partner, and you'll also create your own card, and then we'll just do a regular doubles tennis tournament at the convention. It should be a lot of fun. And we'll have the box game available to be released after the convention. And along with the game, we're planning a new pro season card set based on the 2023 Pro Tennis Stars, a fictional women's set, and a how-to guide so you can create your own tennis players, and also a tennis play mat. All that coming up in August. We may change the name from Let's Play Tennis to something more, something more boring, something more in keeping with the other titles in the Play collection. But at any event, the tennis game will be released as a boxed game in August. Also, and now we're moving on into fall. We are going to switch to football in September. We have Football America anthology set coming out. We made this a doorbuster for our holiday sale, and of course, a lot of people were pretty geared up about that. So we're going to go ahead and make that available this fall. It'll, of course, include the 2022 season as well, and the new 2023 season for Football America will also come out in September. We have a couple of other Football America goodies that we're kicking around. I think it's safe to say that there'll be the anthology, the 2023 Football America season, and something else this September for second season. Then in October, we are going to re-release the Cooperstown collection. We liquidated all of Cooperstown, the printed card sets that we had during our holiday sale. The equipment that we have right now will not print those cards. The margins are just slightly off. So we're going to reformat the cards and present it as a new set, re-releasing it in October as a complete set. Of course, you may remember, if you've been around Play for a while, we started out releasing the Cooperstown Heroes, which was guys in the Hall of Fame who played basically 1950s to the present. Then we did the Pioneers set, which was guys in the Hall of Fame who played before 1950. Then we released a set of Cooperstown hopefuls, guys who are hoping to get in the Hall of Fame or have had careers worthy of consideration. Some of those guys are now in the Hall of Fame that were in the hopeful set, which we released a couple of years ago. And so we're going to combine all those into one set and also add a subset called the Cooperstown Footnotes. These are guys who did something in their career that is noteworthy, and many of them have like a display in the Hall of Fame. They're not actually in the Hall of Fame, but their feat or accomplishment is in the Hall of Fame. Thinking about guys like that the guy, his name escapes me now. Everybody knows him. He's the guy, the little guy who like 3'7" who batted one time. Bill Veck, put him out there as like kind of a stunt. He's in that set. So guys that hit like 4 home runs in a row. Things like that. Cooperstown Footnotes. It's a subset. It's a small subset. I think it's about 50 cards. So that will be part of the re-released Cooperstown collection that's coming out in October. And again, these are just kind of the highlights of the year. There are other things that are happening, but those are like kind of the big things that we're planning on doing for 2023. Let's move to live events. We have 5 live events on the calendar. That would be if we do all 5. Some of them are somewhat tentative. I'll get into that in a second. But if we do 5, that would be the most live events we've ever done in the year. Starts with Dice Tower West. Already talked about that in March. Again, let us know if you're thinking about coming. We're planning to do some sort of a Play Classic event there, probably a golf tournament. Talked about the Summer of Now. We're talking about possibly doing a live event in support of that outside of Denver, possibly on the East Coast, working with James Cast on that. If that happens, it would be sometime in May or June. Stay tuned for details on that. Then we have Play.con happening in July. Really excited about this year's Play.con. We have Glenn Guzzo coming as I want to call him our keynote speaker. He's really, he's going to do, he's going to do a little discussion on the history of sports board games. And if anybody knows, the history of sports board games, it's Glenn Guzzo. He's kind of on the ground floor of Stratomatic, and he's been playing. In terms of playing, he's been playing sports board games since like the late 50s, early 60s. He's involved with Stratomatic. He's been in contact with the icons of the hobby, Hal Richman, Dick Seitz, Jim Mickey, guys like that. So he's planning a sort of an overview of how the sports board game hobby has evolved. How it started, and man, he's got some great stories, some great insights. So really excited about what Glenn's going to bring to the convention. I say he's sort of a keynote speaker because he's also a play gamer. He'll be participating in the tournaments and everything as well. But really excited to have Glenn part of that. Also, St. Patrick from Sports Sim Magazine will be there. We have Jeff Giordano from the Apple football community. So we're diversifying, and it's really it's kind of cool. It's kind of becoming almost more of a sports board game convention. Not necessarily. I mean, I would still say it's play centric. We're still going to have all the play stuff. We're going to do our History Maker Baseball Time Machine Tournament, our Play Gamer Open Golf Tournament, which is always fun. We got our tennis tournament we're going to do, and all the usual fun stuff. But it's neat to see, the whole community kind of coming together. So that's Play.con. Then Consim World. We went to Consim World in Phoenix last August, and we're planning on doing that again this year, except this time we're going to have 2 new Play Now games that we're working on specifically targeted for the war game crowd. I'm not going to go too much in depth on them right now, but we are planning to kind of dip our toes in the waters of war game, the war game segment of the hobby. There's quite a bit of overlap between sports gaming and war gaming, and we have some ideas of how we might use the play approach in outside of a sports game context. So we are planning to go to Consim World, and then the big announcement is our last appearance of the year, which will be in October at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. I'm almost choking up just talking about it. Randy Corrier has set it up for us, and big thanks to Randy. We're going to do a History Maker Baseball event at the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown. Inside the Hall of Fame. It should be pretty exciting. Originally, our plan was to do the Fall Classic pre-play, pre-play the World Series, but that's sort of in flux. We may do that, and we certainly want to use the Cooperstown cards. We want to be playing Lou Gehrig and Babe Ruth and Mickey Mantle and all those guys in some sort of a History Maker Baseball framework. So right now, and again, we're 10 months out, but right now I'm thinking we will probably divide up the Cooperstown collection into X number of teams, and we'll put them all in a hat. You'll pick one out, and that'll be the team that you play. It'll be filled with baseball legends, and we'll do some sort of a tournament that way. Now, the one hitch to this is that we will have limited space for this. We're talking, I believe our limit is 20, and in just talking with folks, just kind of on the fly, a number of people are saying it would save me a spot. Not sure exactly how we're going to be able to, govern, who's going to be there, who's not. We're kind of kicking around different ideas. What we don't want to have happen is say, hey, everybody, come on, show up, and then have 40 people show up and only 20 can come in. We may not have 20 people who could make it. I really don't know, but we want to make it fair. We want to make it so that whoever would like to be part of this can be part of it. But man, playing History Maker Baseball at the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, that's going to be pretty awesome. And that is scheduled for Saturday, October 14th. We will, within the next 30 days, have hotel information and more details on that. But I would encourage you, if that's something you think you might like to be part of, shoot me an email in the next couple days and let me know so we can kind of get a temperature of the room and see how many people we might be dealing with for this event, which I think is just going to be really, really memorable and fun. So Dice Tower West, Summer of Now, Play.con, Consim World, and then History Maker Baseball at the Baseball Hall of Fame. So those are our live events for 2023. Now let's talk about website stuff. We're going to consolidate our website presence into one site. Now, you may have been aware of the fact that we discontinued the old Play.com website, which I actually was kind of fond of. I actually hand-coded that website myself in 2015 out of necessity and not out of preference. But I thought, it was a pretty functional site. It worked pretty well, pretty easy to navigate, looked okay. As time has gone on, it's like, that site is not giving us the kind of first impression that we really would like for our company. So I mean, it's always been our plan to replace that site with something more modern, something more contemporary. And as it turned out, our renewal for that site was up December 31st, and it was a significant amount of money. So we just decided to go ahead and make the move right now. So we discontinued that site. We pointed all the DNS traffic towards playclassic.com, and we're going to. That's not the final outcome of it. What we're doing is we're going to make the. It's hard to exactly explain, but what's going to happen is when you go to Play Now, you're going to go to play.com. If you type in playclassic.com, you're going to go to play.com. If you type in play.com, you're going to go to play.com. And it's going to be a site that will look very similar to the Play Classic site, except it will be integrated with the Play Now games as well. All the games will be housed on one site. There'll be a tab. You'll navigate it like you'll choose either Play Classic or Play Now, but it'll be from that one site. So it'll all be on the same site. The e-commerce will happen on the same site, so you'll be able to make purchases from both brands in the same shopping cart. It'll all be one site, and any of those URLs will take you to that site, and you'll be able to navigate it. It will not feel foreign or weird. It's going to be very familiar. Particularly if you're a Play Classic customer, it's going to feel very similar to Play Classic. But bottom line is all of the Play games will now be housed on one site. And it'll be accessible from any of the URLs that you're used to using. That's going to happen sometime this weekend, probably Saturday, possibly Sunday, but it will happen sometime this weekend that all the activity will be centered on that one site. We got a lot of emails and people wondering about what happened to all the free stuff that was on the old play.com site. Frankly, we hadn't done anything with that for 2 years. I think 2020 is when we switched to the Play Classic site, and so that's the play.com site, with the exception of the front page where we would update that for new product releases. The rest of the site was untouched really for the last couple of years, including the free stuff page. But I guess, for me, it was kind of like out of sight, out of mind. But I know a number of people use that site and access the content on it, and then suddenly it was gone. So first of all, apologies for that. Just, it wasn't, we were kind of under a time crunch, and it didn't occur to me about all that free stuff. And I guess I kind of assumed, that's all old stuff anyway that nobody's using. But so here's what we did. We sent the entire contents of the free stuff page to Al Wilson, and Al, great guy that he is, came through for us and has loaded all that stuff up. All the linked stuff has been linked on the Play Games community Facebook page. What I was going to detour for a second there and just say, a lot of that stuff that was on that free stuff page is, kind of moldy, kind of stale. It's not really that usable. I mean, not to say that there aren't things that are usable, but like, for example, the 2013-14 American Hockey League Championship Cup Series. It's like, okay, it's not really that relevant anymore. It was relevant in 2014 when it had just happened, but not so much anymore. And there's a lot of stuff on the free stuff page that's kind of like that. So that stuff is probably not going to be coming back. But stuff like the Soviet Canada hockey series, some of the older homebrewed baseball seasons. I mean there's a lot of content that is reusable, and all of that relevant content is now available, lives again in the Play Games community Facebook page, and we will be gradually, we're going to be restoring the content that we feel is relevant onto the play.com site as well, the new play.com site, onto the new free stuff mechanic page. I say page, it's really not so much a page with the new play.com. It's more of a mechanic. It'll be like an accordion menu that will scroll down. We're going to make some changes to the way the free stuff works on the play.com site. Right now, you've got a an icon that you can look at, which spells out what it is. It's like a product that is free, and it's got a description of the product, and then you'll click that button, you enter your email address, and then you get a download link. We're going to switch all that to just basically simple and unfancy methodology where you're just going to have a button which will say what it is and who made it, and if you want it, click it. And it will be accessible through what Sam is classifying as an accordion menu. I think that's the terminology that Squarespace uses, where you'll select the game, and then it'll show you all a menu of all the different things that you can download for that game, and you just hit the button, and there it is, and then you download it and use it. So it's going to get simpler, less elegant, less impressive to the eye, but I think more functional, and we'll be able to get that content back on the site more quickly and more expediently than if we were to have to create product pages for each one of those things. To that end, we are going to actually make an event out of this where all the free stuff comes back and then some. I think we're going to have some special surprises, and we're going to have all this free content reemerge on March 3rd. In fact, we're calling it free 20 free, as in 3-3-20. You see what I did there? It's like I'm missing my two front teeth, and I can't use the words. The TH sound. It doesn't work with my mouth. So it's free 20 free. We're going to get all that stuff back up, and maybe a few extra freebies. So circle it on your calendar. That's what we're aiming for. March 3rd for free 20 free at PLAAY.com. Everybody loves free, right? So we're going to roll with it. Let's talk about one of the last things on our list, and that's price increases. As we all know, everything's going up in price. My wife said, I just paid $8.58 for a box of 18 eggs. Eggs for $8.58. Can you imagine that? I guess there's like an avian flu going around or something like that. But prices are going up everywhere really rapidly. And we had talked about price increases in our pre-holiday video stream. But we're going to try something different. Instead of raising prices, we're going to keep the prices the same. But starting this weekend, we're going to add a $5 handling charge on all orders under $49. Now, why are we doing this? Well, obviously, because things are more expensive. But more specifically, the biggest increases for us, biggest increases in costs are shipping related. Cost of postage has gone way up over the last couple of years. We've been lamenting that a package that we used to be able to send for about $4.50 is now pushing $7. And the cost of postal supplies has gotten quite a bit more expensive. Bubble wrap and mailers and all the labels, all the things that go into mailing a package have gotten more expensive as well. And not to mention the fees for the postal services and basically, shipping is what has really gone up for us. It's what we really feel most. So adding a handling charge makes sense from that standpoint, but also because, the time that we spend putting together like a $9 order, oftentimes is about the same amount as a $49 order. So this is a way that we can, make it more cost effective. If you order, $49 or more, everything's going to be exactly the same. No price increase, no nothing. If you want to get like one thing, like a set of envelopes for $9, or like a course collection or a single golf course, it will be the shopping cart will add a $5 handling charge to that. Once you get at $49, and it's not. I know we're going to get questions. What about games that sell for $49? Do I have to pay the extra $5? No. That's why we didn't go 50. We went 49. So if you order a game, it's postage is included. There's no shipping charge. If you order, there's a number of ways you can avoid the $5 charge, simply by ordering $49 or more. And so I would encourage you, if you want to save that money, just consolidate an order, or hold off and instead of making two orders for for $29, make one order for $58. There are ways to avoid that extra charge. It helps us, helps you, and that's our plan. We're gonna try it for 30 days, see how it works, and hopefully that'll be a good solution for everybody. And let's see, last thing on my list, I'm gonna get a quick hit of I don't have LaCroix tonight. I went to Chick-fil-A for a dinner tonight. Stream schedule. I'm looking at the first 3 months of 2023. Our first stream will be next Thursday. We're going to do the History Maker Golf Pro League Challenge. We're going to play PGA versus PNG. PNG, of course, is our fictional set, which we just released, the 2023 set. And we did this before. I'm trying to remember exactly when. I think it was the 80s versus 90s sets. We take the first page, the first sheet of cards, the top 18 cards from each of those two organizations, PGA and PNG, and we shuffle up the two stacks, and then we just pair them off. So it's a PGA star against a PNG star for the first hole, and then a pair of stars for the second hole. We go on and we see which organization will win. And so we're going to do that for our first stream of 2023. We have a stream with Mike Fitzgerald that we just confirmed for Groundhog's Day, Thursday the 2nd, where we're going to show off his new game, demo it, let you ask questions about it. Our big game pre-play, which I'm going to say is going to probably be the Bengals and maybe I don't know if I want to say the Eagles. I'll say the Eagles. Eagles, Bengals, maybe. Anyway, our big game pre-play will be Thursday, the 9th of February, the Thursday before the big game. We have the kickoff of our Scram season. We haven't decided whether we're going to kick it off in Hawaii like we did last year or in the Northern Lights Motor Dome up in Minnesota, where we typically have started the Scram season, or maybe a third new venue, to be determined shortly. Then we have a new show scheduled for the 23rd of February. We'll celebrate Free 20 on March 2nd, the night before. No streams in the middle of March because we'll be in Vegas for Dice Tower. And then opening day for baseball on March 23rd. So that's what our schedule is looking like right now. We have open dates for the 19th and 26th of January. I would like to do another sports game antiquities show, but I'm having trouble figuring out which game I might do. So we'll leave that up. We'll announce that shortly, what we're doing for those 2 weeks. And that is our look ahead for 2023. Appreciate you watching. Be sure to hit the like button on your way out of the stream. If you have any questions or comments, click the contact button at the PLAAY website, or you can email us directly at info@play.com. INFO, info@play.com. Next week, as I mentioned, it's our Pro Golf Challenge, Pro National Golf versus PGA. May the best tour win, right? Hope you have a fabulous weekend. Thanks a lot for watching the show tonight and for being part of our amazing community. And we'll see you next week right here on the PLAAY Space Live.